Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my second video, my makeup tutorial. Basically just me doing makeup and trying to entertain myself while I'm stuck here. Anyways, today's look, the only thing that I'm doing different basically is my eyeshadow. Still going to be using the Anastasia medium brown dip brow. For eyeshadow today, I'm kind of going with a very vibrant pink theme. Not really sure what the whole plan is yet, but I'm going to be using amrezy. It's my new Anastasia palette, along with the 24A Artist Pass by Morphe. They're both very vibrant palettes, and actually haven't used this one yet, but as you can see, there's a couple different pinks in there, purples and glitters, and then the Morphe, same as well. You have a couple of the pinks right down here and more of a salmon and the purples, so I might throw a little bit of purple in there just to give us some contrast, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to get started with my primer. As usual, we're using the Clinique Super Primer. I really like this product because it does not have silica in it, so if you use moisturizers on your face before you prime, a lot of the times I've had issues with the primer like clumping up and not actually like staying on my skin because the silica reacts with the moisturizer. So this one is really nice. Also, it's not like clogging for your pores. So yeah, let's get started. Next, I will be going in with both my concealer, it's Stay Naked, I believe I use shade 10 CP, and then I also have the white. Like I said in the last video, this is kind of just to highlight. Previously I had done my brows before anything else. Just to give myself like a good base to start, I'm actually going to go in with these two first. Let's do first dab here, a little bit under my eyes, and here. I use the silicone side of this duo sponge, just because you really want that white to get some good coverage, because it is what helps kind of your face illuminate. I like to draw it up a little bit past the corner of my eye, and usually I try not to go like below my nose. And go ahead and go in with your concealer, just for your problem areas, which you can see here. A couple there. These ones aren't too bad, but just so on like the white, I like easier where you kind of sit and settle for a little bit. So we're good there. Get your sponge all ready, and then you're good for whatever other blending you need to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and start on my brows, again using the size 12 Anastasia brow brush and medium brown tip brow. So today for my brows, I'm kind of doing them lighter than I normally do, just because I really want my eyeshadow to pop. So if I have a little bit more natural brow, I think the bright colors will really stand out. Under the sun. Done filling in my brows. Next we are going to go back in with concealer and just get rid of those, harsh outside the line little mistakes. Once again, I'm just going to be using my Ulta Beauty concealer brush and just taking a little bit off the applicator at a time. And once again, just starting on the bottom, working my way from the arch out and then in, and then I'll repeat the same thing for both sides. So now, I got all my kind of outlining of my brows done. I like to let it sit just a little bit if I'm doing more vibrant colors, kind of like I did with the rest of my face. That way it has a little bit of time to really like stick to your skin. It dries a little bit, so that way when you blend it, it does keep the coverage and you're not just automatically blending it out and losing a little bit of that coverage. So now I'll go ahead and go in and just kind of buff. So now that my brows are done, they look pretty good. But I like to either use my spoolie a little bit more or go in with this brush, kind of just blend it out. Usually I use the spoolie if I'm trying not to completely get rid of the makeup, but since I'm going for more of a lighter natural look today, this one's a little bit stiffer, so I tend to use this one if I really wanted it blended out good. Next, what I'm going to do, because I'm using vibrant colors today and I really want them to pop, we're going back in with the white. You can use a concealer brush or let's see what's that. I have this little brush. It's stained from other shadows, but it's kind of more of a lip brush. It just works really well for kind of putting liquids on your lids. We're all done with that, kind of. Usually if I do it, I'll blend it out just so it's not that bright and white. However, like I keep saying, I really want it to pop. So kind of like how we do with the concealer, just letting it sit for a little bit to, you know, kind of dry and keep that color. Okay, so it's been a little bit. I'm going to actually go in with the wet sponge. So, like I said, I'm going for pinks. I might use a little bit of purple just to give it a little bit of difference there. So let's see what I want to do. Usually when I start shadows, I do a natural tone, kind of like above my crease, just to give it something just to start it out, and not directly start with the vibrant colors. But today I'm kind of thinking of really starting like higher with maybe a softer pink, something that's noticeable, but still soft enough to not be like over dramatic, like right under my brow. See? There is this Indio Indio Woah right here. It's kind of pinky orange, but I think that it will look good right above my crease, kind of, because I don't want that one super pigmented. I'm going to use kind of a small shadow brush. It is really soft. The bristles are very flexible and not tight together, so it makes good for doing like this spot. Is very pigmented though. So once you get it to your desired color, I just like to take a little blending brush and just the edge, not so much the rest. I like it, but I think I am going to go a little bit more on this. Okay, so now that we got the first kind of transitional shadow on, I really want to go bold. This color here is called Max Volume. It's on the Morphe palette. I'm thinking of kind of doing a liner. Crease, cut crease. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Normally I would use this brush again, or I have this one as well, but because I really want it to be precise, I'm actually going to use this other brow pencil I have. I think it'll work really well to make a good fine line. So I'm going to go in with that. You can see it is very, very bright. And it looks super good with that Indio Woah. Trying to just I think that looks really good so far, and I'm really happy with it. I can do the other side. So we're just gonna blend it down just a tad. Just go in if you see any spots that you want darker. Like I said, I really trying to decide exactly what glitter I'm going to want to use. First off, I'm going to go in with a little bit of purple. This one is called Major Inspo. Again, it's on the Morphe palette. I'm just going to a little bit like right under the pink, just in the corner though. Again, just going and kind of making that line between the two colors not as hard, and blending that purple out just a little bit. Kind of creating a line with the pink, so it is kind of like a big wing, essentially. Just a reminder, I don't have foundation on yet, so any of the non-clean edges will get cleaned up. Blend in a little bit. Let's see. We're gonna go big on the glitter. The nice thing about the glitter in these palette, well, the one Morphe palette is, it's chunky. You can kind of see it there. It is creamy, so it makes the application super nice. I do really love it. Just to make sure I pack it on, I'm going to be using this brush. It's a round tip. It is a stiffer brush, so it's really good for like packing on glitters. Just want to try not to dig in too much though. Just get this on there. Going blending. So I'm actually going to take this brush and add just a little bit more purple here. bigger brush to blend. I'm actually gonna go in with this brush that I just cleaned off. Just because it's so much color, and I feel like it still pops, but I want it to pop more. I am going to find it glitter from my eye. I'm going to take this little brush and go in with, it's just the Anastasia palette, BK, just black, and lightly, just kind of, instead of liner, just doing a thin shadow. Take this brush here, it's a little smudge brush, kind of just go along there where put the black in. Not too much, just because it's right there. So that is that. For now, I'm going to go ahead and close the palette. Once I get my foundation on, I might go under and do a little bit of something. Okay, so now that my shadow's done, I have my Born to Glow foundation by NYX. Color is light. I've tried so many different foundations. I have used Urban Decay, I tried Tarte, I tried Bare Minerals, I've tried different NYX lines. Let me mention, I am not a fan of dewy looks whatsoever. I love matte, but I've tried so many different foundations. $30 bottles, probably more expensive than that too, which they're not bad, of course, because you're paying for the quality. But when I tell you that this, I think it's $8 a bottle, is the best foundation that I have used in a long time. Like, I know it's crazy, but it's amazing. And they have it at Ulta. It is like more of a dewy finish. I do use a matte setting spray, but it's not overly dewy to where like you're gonna look like a vampire if you step out in the sun. So I use the silicone side to just get it everywhere. Because I want my shadow to be out more, like how it is, I'm not going to get too close to my eyes with the foundation right now. I'll actually end up taking the concealer brush and getting right alongside there. There's a quick little pause in there. I had to really quickly like blend everything. My dermatologist came in. Anyways, back to what we're doing. Still did not get it. Needed it. So don't want to waste any of the foundation that is on here if I don't have to. So I'm gonna just go on here and do it. And then we're just going to create that line. Both sides. Just clean it up. And that looks good. This side, I'm actually going to go hair, just to make it all uniform. That looks great. Perfect. So, shadow looking great. Like I said, I'm thinking about going back underneath. I'm still contemplating. So the next thing I'm going to do is blend it a little. Foundation. So I kind of have two products that I really like to use for my contouring, and I have heard really good things about the Airspun, which I do intend on trying at some point, once I'm kind of able to go out and do more things and shop. One of them is not a powder made for contouring. However, it does work really, really well, and that is Too Faced Do You. It's a translucent powder. When I get a lot of my name brand makeup So a lot of the Too Faced and Anastasia, mostly like the lipsticks and smaller items, things like this. Also the Anastasia highlight palette that I have, I get a lot of them at TJ Maxx. But anyways, this is one of them. They only had dark tones. I really wanted to see if it would work for contouring, and it does. Because of how pigmented it is, it does give you more of the bronze glowy look. That's another thing I really like about using this. Or I used the Benefit Hoola. Both of these work really well. Sometimes I actually do use both, just because one is matte and one is kind of has like a little bit of like bronzing, like I said, to it. Usually if I do use both, I do the Too Faced first. It's always been kind of messy since I got it, but there's like a nice little cushion in there. And as you can see, the color, not that it's very shiny, but in the camera. But anyways, I like to go in with kind of like a small angled, not necessarily a blush brush, but it is an angled brush, very soft and easy to work with. It is super pigmented, so if you don't want like harsh lines, I would recommend trying to use it off the lid and not directly on the cushion. But we're just gonna go in now. Normally, I would do a little bit here, you know, just kind of, you know, more definition, but I'm going to be wearing a headscarf today, so we're not going to do that part. For my nose, I just take kind of a small eyeshadow brush. I just don't use it for shadow, and then just thin, something easy to control. Don't want to get a lot on the brush for your nose. And then I like to start up here, kind of work my way down. It's easier to go darker than it is to go lighter, so good. And close that up. And it does actually like smell good as well, like kind of like honeydew. Which if you use Too Faced, you know that a lot. Had another interruption there, but I believe I was talking about my contouring. So anyways, after that, I take the biggest, fluffiest brush I have and do circular motions. Don't want to blend it, obviously, like completely out, because you still want that definition. But you don't want the harsh lines, and you don't want to look cakey. And that looks just about right. And then for my nose, sometimes this isn't the best for blending your nose just because it is so big. I tend to clean off the brush that I used to apply, and I'll just go back in with that and kind of blend out as well. Use like a clean shadow brush for blending. Just really go in there and make sure it's all blended out. And it looks good. Perfect. Sometimes like I said, will go back in with the hoola, just because it doesn't have the shimmer to it, and kind of just right underneath here, give myself a little bit more cheekbone, and then again just blending it in. I also like to use the hoola underneath as a contour instead of the Too Faced, just because I don't want to look all shiny under here. Good. I also use the Benefit Dandelion blush. It's very nice and pale, so I'm not a huge fan of like dark blush. I like a little bit of color so I don't look completely washed out, but I don't want it to be like I just was running for hours. So we'll go in with that, and I'll be right back after I clean up a little bit. Okay, once again I'm back. I just did a little bit of cleaning up. So now I'm gonna go in with my blush. I like the angled blush brush is. I don't know what brand these brushes are. They were a gift from my grandma, but they're super cute. And I kind of have two sets of brushes and then some random ones that I use for different things. And just smile and go. There we go, take the brightness down a little bit. So now that that's all good, I did decide that I want to go back and add a little bit of color under. So again, this brush, this is the first time I've like used this for eyeshadow, and I really like the way it applies it because of the stiffness and just easy to control. So I'm going to go actually with some of that purple. With the black kind of liner and the pink corners and everything. I think this purple looks really, really good instead of doing all the pink underneath. Under the sun. Yes, I'll come back to you. No, I won't take that smudge brush again and eliminate the harsher lines. To take that concealer brush and get underneath it and make sure that lines all look good and even, and I think that is good. Now I just need mascara. I use the Clinique Chubby Lash. It's been thrown around so much, so it's kind of starting to come off. This is my, you know what, one more thing, because you can never have enough, and also the corner needs a little bit. I am actually going to use Barb in the Anastasia palette. It's this one right here. I don't know if it'll focus, but there's that. A little bit of that. Let's put it right here on this corner. Great. Okay. Now that we're done with shadow, we got foundation done, we got the mascara. As for last, we are going to go in with highlight and lipstick. For the highlight, I have the Anastasia Aurora palette. Sorry, it's a little bit messy. Are the colors that are on it. You show up really well on camera actually. So I'm going to go in with the Spectra. It is the purpley shade. Fan brush for my cheeks. We're going all out, so this highlight better be seen. The boats in the bay. Yes. Okay, and then I have like a different little shadow brush. This one I use specifically for highlighter, just because it's soft. Perfect. And we're just gonna do a nose highlight. You can never have enough nose highlight. You try not to go up too high. Right there. So I was thinking about not doing lipstick today. However, I have one I feel would go really, really, really good with this look. But before I do that, I have this Australian wellness company papaya lip balm. I like to, not necessarily just this one, I have a bunch of different kinds. I like to apply lip balm, let it sit for a while, really moisturize your lips, and it helps clean off any foundation or makeup you got on there. Give yourself a nice fresh base, so that way when you do put lipstick on, whether it be matte finish or gloss, or it really doesn't dry your lips out. Your lips are hydrated, you're looking good. So go ahead and go in with that. Also, this was a gift from my English teacher, Ochoa, and it's very good taste because this is amazing and I love it. Really want to get it good. I'm gonna go ahead and pause, clean up a little bit more, and then as soon as I feel like my lips are satisfied, we'll come back and we're going to finish the look. I have a surprise for you guys. Unfortunately, I didn't get the rest of my look in the video. For the lips, I used this Kat Von D. It is called Coven. Is a actual lipstick, not a gloss. I then used the Morphe setting spray. I don't think I ever want to go back to a normal setting spray again. I love the aerosol. I love it goes on very even. You don't get any like spots where the spray just squirted out a little bit too much. Anyways, this is my look today, guys. Thank you so much. I'm not a professional. I do this for fun, and I kind of just do this to entertain myself. So thank you. Have a good one.